after 8 long and Thorless years, our next guest has returned to the MCU in the show WandaVision, which you can see Fridays on Disney+. Please say hello to Dennings. Hello, Kat.
Hello.
Good to see you.
So nice to see you. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Good. Just in my house. No.
You're here in L.A., I assume?
Yes.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Pennsylvania originally.
Pennsylvania. What part of Pennsylvania?
Well, a wooded area that was much more wooded when I was there, but it's called Wynwood for anyone in the know. Very exciting.
What happened?
Yeah.
When you left, they got angry and chopped down all the trees?
It was more like wooded, and there was a horse farm nearby. I actually lived in a very old house that was built in 1694.
1694. We had houses here in 16.
Not here, we didn't.
Weren't there dinosaurs in 1694? 1694.
Yeah, it was like the first house in the township, so it had like a plaque on it. It was a historical like landmark. So
Wow. That's pretty cool. My house growing up in Vegas was a crack house for a little while.
Did it have a plaque or?
No, just crack, no plaque.
Oh, okay. That's almost as good.
Yeah. Wow, so it had a plaque on it, so would strangers come and want to take pictures of it and stuff like that?
Actually, the Historical Society would do tours through our home, and sometimes like a little car filled with like sweet old ladies would roll up, and like they'd all get out with like little booklets, and they'd walk past me like eating my cornflakes in the kitchen with my like JanSport backpack. Like when we lived there, they would just walk through as if it were a museum, you know, but it was like our family house.
Is that kind of the deal when you buy a house that's like, I assume, some sort of historical landmark, is you have to agree to let old ladies in there sometimes?
Well, I think my mom just loved that part of it. She loves that stuff. And when you buy something with a plaque on it, apparently you can't really change anything about it. You can't knock any walls down or do anything. So she was very into this and kept it really nice and pristine. So
was everything tiny, like, because people were smaller back then? Although I guess you were smaller back then.
I was a tiny person, so I couldn't tell you, but there were like dangerous winding staircases that, you know, seemed not to code.
Not to code, yeah. Were there ghosts or anything?
Yeah.
There were ghosts.
Haunted house. It was haunted as hell.
Did you ever see one?
Well, remember I'm, 7 to 15 is when I lived there, basically. So, yeah, I saw some stuff. There were some intense experiences there. You know, the classic stuff like lights going on and off.
Right.
And things kind of going missing and showing up weird places and the cold. And I did see some stuff. I just don't want to seem like an insane person on television right now.
Well, you don't seem insane because, I mean, when the house was built in 1694, it could be that your electrical panels were very old and maybe it was heated by coal or something like that. So
yeah, there was a leak.
Yeah. Have you been back there since you grew up there?
You know, I haven't, but my brother has, because this house is now an Airbnb.
Really? A historical Airbnb?
Isn't that insane? So we were both like, whoever goes back first, we gotta stay there. You know what I mean? So he took his wife, my wonderful sister-in-law, to show her like our childhood home because he thought it'd be really sweet and cool. Yeah. And they stayed in my room. I also lived in the attic, really adding to the whole picture of this. But they were so creeped out that they left like under cover of night.
They were creeped. Really? They were creeped out by your home because of the spirits, or just? They
just felt weird. Yeah, I can't really, maybe the spirits were mad. They were like, "Oh, you're back."
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm dying to see it. I feel like this is the perfect setup for a horror movie. Like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Homecoming. Yes.
Yeah. Let's produce it together.
Yeah, no, hey, listen, I'm ready to do it. We can make it part of the MCU, the Marvel Universe.
Perfect.
By the way, did you know that your Marvel character, who we first saw in Thor, Darcy, was going to be one day was going to come back, or were you totally surprised to find out that you're
Totally surprised. I got like cold called, by Marvel, and I was just like, yeah, of course, whatever you want, I'll do it. And I didn't know what it was. I knew these Disney Plus shows were kind of coming out. I didn't know which one this could be, so I was a little bit surprised because my character had no contact with anyone in the WandaVision world. So
yeah, and so I know obviously if there's an answer to this question, you can't give it. But did you know that? I mean, do you know where that character is headed?
My character?
Yes.
I only know what I shot.
You only know what you shot. You don't have any legal language that would lead you to believe that something else is going to happen.
No. Should I? Now I'm worried.
I don't know. But
what do you know, Jimmy?
I'm just seeing, because you know how crazy everybody. Were you surprised how?
I know.
When Quicksilver came to the house, were you surprised at how much goes into how people really pull that apart and how much they know about this world? Because it was not the one from the Marvel, it was the one from the Fox X-Men, and that leads people to believe that all of these X-Men characters are coming together for future movies.
I am the last person to know anything. Even if I were being cool and mysterious, I still wouldn't even know how to crack open any of these theories. I still don't understand exactly what's going on. Which is for the best, honestly. People went nuts. I remember, obviously that was like a massive surprise. And I knew, they kept it from me a little bit as well. I wasn't sure what was going on while we were shooting, and they would, they cloaked him in things so no one could take like a drone shot of him getting out of a van or whatever it was. Those big secrets. They pulled it off. Everyone was shocked. So.
Can I tell you something? I just saw walking behind you, it seemed like a ghostly figure dressed as Paul Revere.
Stop.
Yes.
I don't need this don't do this to me right now.
Well, it's great to see you. New episodes of WandaVision are Fridays on Disney Plus. Kat Dennings, everybody. Thanks, Kat.
Thanks, guys.
You're not on WVH. Thanks for watching. If you liked that video, click the subscribe button. And if you didn't like it, well, you hurt my feelings.